Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rutech. Today we'll be talking about the best 5 monitors that you can get in the $200 price range. Now I am a little bit under the weather, so if my voice sounds off, I apologize. Nothing I can really do about that. So hopefully you guys can just deal with it for this one video. But yeah, all the monitors that I will be discussing today are made for gaming and have gaming tier specs. So 144 Hz, V-Sync technologies, good response times, etc. And in addition to this, I ensure that these are the absolute best that you can pick up for this price range, as I started out with a pool of more than a dozen options and narrowed it down to these 5. So let's get started, but right before we do, I want to make a quick announcement about the giveaway. I'm not going to announce the winner just yet. The winner will be announced in my next video, which is the build video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. It'll be out pretty soon. Lots of entries. I think it's around 2,500 right now. So if you haven't entered, enter right now. The details will be in the description. So in this video, I'm giving my top 5 picks, but perhaps you have a different, smaller or bigger budget, or you're just looking for something with different specific features and want a more personalized recommendation from a highly trustworthy source. Well, there's this new shopping tool called Lustre. It's a free Chrome extension that gives you exactly that. Not only does it find and analyze trusted expert reviews, but it also brings up discussion forums mentioning products like on Reddit or video reviews on YouTube. This makes it quick and easy to get a second opinion as you're shopping right on Amazon. It even provides personalized product recommendations for your exact budget with price comparisons across different retailers like Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, etc., so that you can always get the lowest price. The whole point is you're going to be saving a lot of time and cash using Lustre. Link for the free Chrome extension is in my description. Keep in mind that this list is in no particular order, but I will mention my favorite of the 5 at the end of the video. To start out, we have the MSI Optix G241. I actually had a G series optics monitor not too long ago, and it was pretty good. So let's check out how this one holds up. As for specs, it has a size of 23.8 inches, a resolution of 1920 by 1080, meaning it's 1080p, refresh rate of 144 Hz, an IPS panel, and FreeSync anti-screen tearing technology. Based off of those specs alone, it's super easy to say that this is a phenomenal monitor for its price. What's particularly attractive is that IPS panel. In this price range, a 144Hz IPS monitor is pretty uncommon. If you're unsure of what IPS means, I'll give a quick explanation. There's 3 main panel types when it comes to monitors, being VA, TN, and IPS. IPS panels have the highest color accuracy and range of the 3, meaning games, movies, etc. will be beautiful and accurately displayed. 144 Hz is of course something you wouldn't want to skip out on nowadays, as you'll get super smooth gameplay, and a lot of modern systems can handle and output frame rates much higher than 60 Hz at 1080p. For ports, there's 2 HDMI 1.4s and 1 DisplayPort. Next on the list is the Philips 24E1GSJ. As of late, Philips has been putting out some really good deals on their displays, so let's see what they have for us with this particular monitor. It has a screen size of 24 inches, resolution of 1080p, refresh rate of 144 Hz, a VA panel, 1 millisecond response time, and FreeSync Premium. There's a few key differences between this monitor and the last. Let me first explain the difference between FreeSync and FreeSync Premium. Although they're very similar, there's definitely some notable differences. With normal FreeSync, you're getting tear-free, flicker-free, and low latency experience. With FreeSync Premium, you get all 3 of those features supported with refresh rates of 120 and above, as well as low frame rate compensation, which pretty much allows for anti-tearing to take place even when you're below the monitor's normal refresh rate. This monitor, of course, like I said, has a resolution of 1080p and a refresh rate of 144 Hz, so you'll be experiencing a sharp and smooth gaming experience, but the downside is you get a VA panel. VA has good colors, but they're not nearly as good as IPS, but luckily, they're not as bad as TN panels. You're pretty much trading in those super nice colors for a quicker refresh rate of 1 millisecond. In this price range, you'll find that IPS panels have higher response times, and VA and TN panels have the low response times. So this one's up to you guys. Do you want a quicker response time or nicer colors? And for ports, it has 1 HDMI and 1 DisplayPort. So next up is the Pixio PX248 Prime. Has a diagonal size of 24 inches, res of 1080, refresh rate of 144, all in its IPS panel. Not only is it impressive to see an IPS panel in this price range, but it also looks like this monitor has a 1 millisecond response time. Also has AMD FreeSync and G-Sync technology, so no distracting screen tearing when you're gaming. Pretty appealing, but what is the trade-off? Well, this monitor does not have any sort of height adjustment. Height adjustment is pretty handy, and I never buy a monitor without it simply because of how much greater and more customizable it makes your viewing experience. For ports, it has one display port, 2 HDMI, and 1 audio output port. So this would be the ideal monitor if you don't really care about height adjustment. The next monitor on the list is the Dell S2421HGF. Dell typically has quality monitors, so let's see how this one does. We're looking at, you guessed it, a size of 24 inches and a resolution of 1080p. Refresh rate is 144 Hz, a TN panel, which let me remind you, has the lowest color quality of the 3 main panel types, a 1 millisecond response time, as well as AMD FreeSync Premium. This monitor also has a tilt and height adjustable stand, which is a huge plus and is great to see. So it seems that the big trade-off with this particular monitor is you're sacrificing colors for a good height and tilt adjustable stand and super small bezels. The TN panel will unfortunately make colors seem a good bit washed out, but a lot of competitive gamers don't seem to mind this, so it all comes down to how much you care about that type of thing. For ports, this Dell monitor has 2 HDMI ports, one of which is HDMI 2.0, 1 display port, and a headphone out port. Pretty standard stuff. Now the final monitor, coming from the old reliable brand AOC. Let's see how they hold up in this list. So in the final slot, I chose the AOC 24G2. These specs might actually blow you away. So we of course have a size of 24 inches, resolution of 1080p, and refresh rate of 144 Hz. But here are the kickers. It has an IPS panel with a 1 millisecond response time, AMD FreeSync Premium, and a height and tilt adjustable stand. In a lot of cases, you'll only find height adjustment with IPS and 1 millisecond response time on higher end or more pricey monitors, but this thing under $200. Most can agree that height adjustment is super important when it comes to preventing neck aches or just adjusting your display to your perfect preference. Now with all these pros, there must be some sort of trade-off con, right? No, actually, this is one of the most popular monitors in this price range, and it's for very good reason. And for ports, it has 1 display port, 2 HDMI 1.4s, and 1 VGA port. VGA, not very widely used by gamers, but it's always nice to have, I guess. All right, so those are the top 5, but which is the overall best one? It should come as no surprise that the AOC 24G2 takes the cake for this list. Every single specification looks great with no trade-offs or drawbacks. Quite frankly, I'm surprised that a monitor of this quality is even in this price range. Like I mentioned earlier, it's 1080p 24 inches, 144 Hz, but the main features that put it ahead of the rest are the 1 millisecond response time with an IPS panel and FreeSync Premium, a large variety of ports, as well as that fully height and tilt adjustable stand. These are all specs that you really wouldn't expect to find in a $200 or less monitor price point, so the AOC easily wins this one. However, all 5 of these monitors are great. After all, they are the top 5 monitors in this price range, so you really can't go wrong with any of them. Links for all of the monitors discussed today are in the description. So that will wrap it up for today's top 5 discussion video. Once again, winner for the $700 PC giveaway will be announced in the next video, which is the $700 PC build tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Have any comments or questions, drop a comment below. And if you enjoy the content that you're seeing, drop a sub. Thanks for watching. Peace out.